With Usain Bolt on the track, Jamaica completely dominated all competitions and didn't leave any room for anything other than a gold medal. But following the legend's retirement in 2016, everyone was wondering who'd fill his shoes. Well, thankfully, the country had Yohan to fall back on, but Bolt thinks that he's still got a lot to learn. In today's video, we'll tell you all there is to know about the flaws that Bolt has found in his replacement. First up, let's see what Bolt had to say about the other Jamaican runner. Okay, so let's get this clear. Usain Bolt gives you some advice on running or what to do on the track. You better take it. But it seems like Yohan isn't really up for that. The second fastest man in the world has his own approach to breaking the records set by his predecessor, which, according to Bolt, includes not listening to the very man who broke those records in the first place. There's no doubt that Blake has the capability of leaving Bolt's records behind in the dust, but he should definitely start listening to his training partners and be more attentive to what his coach has to say. Even though the Jamaican is very hopeful that Blake will rise to the occasion and take his place on top, he believes that the 32-year-old must learn how to focus more. In an interview with The Guardian, Bolt said that if the younger sprinter doesn't change this aspect of himself, it's going to create a problem for him. Moving on, let's see if the young Jamaican has got what it takes to reach his goals. Blake is definitely as close as one can get to Usain Bolt. There's no doubt about his skills and capabilities, and on several occasions, he's won the silver medal while competing alongside Bolt. In a 100-meter race, Blake has an outstanding time of 9.96 seconds, which is only second to Bolt's record-breaking finish of 9.58 seconds. And as for the 200-meter sprint, the 32-year-old holds a time of 19.26 seconds, falling a little short of the legend's finish time of 19.19 seconds. It's important to note that Blake did win a medal in 2011 during the World Championships. His gold actually followed Bolt's disqualification from the event due to a certain false start. Many people, including us, to be perfectly honest, thought this was his big break, but sadly, that win didn't materialize too much. And Bolt says that he only has himself to blame for that. Let's take a deeper look at the relationship shared between the two. The decade-long Jamaican dominance of the track was solely owed to the stellar performance of Usain Bolt, but there was another rising star in the lineup who grew in the legend's shadows. Blake is so adamant about stepping out of the big shadow that Bolt cast over him that he's not listening to anyone. We understand that training with the legend might make one feel that their accomplishments are being undermined, but you have to find a way to get over that. It definitely can't have been easy to have the media constantly draw comparisons between you and your teammate. We've seen this happen in different sports, which has led to some serious feuds. It certainly doesn't help when the person you're being compared to is Usain Bolt himself, so it makes sense that Blake wants to be known for his own accomplishments. But it turns out that's one of his major shortcomings. The fact that he wants it so much has caused him to stick with his issues and not improve at all. Now, what else did Bolt have to say about his successor? Well, from the looks of it, the two haven't really shared the best of relationships, which could possibly be due to them both being pitted against each other by the media. But Bolt has clearly stated that he's learned a lot from Blake on several occasions. And not just this, he also mentioned that the younger sprinter actually helped him become better. That's actually very true. Bolt noted on several occasions that Blake pushed him to his limits since he came very close to beating him on several occasions. But now his progress has come to a standstill as DeGrasse threatens to push past him. Andre DeGrasse, the Canadian sprinter, used to be Bolt's sidekick, but now he's the frontrunner to become the fastest man on Earth. Blake knows him as his biggest competitor. Finally, does Blake really feel overshadowed by the legendary sprinter? Some of you might remember that the two Jamaican sprinters had a falling out a few years back after Blake mentioned that he felt as though his career had been overshadowed and stunted due to the fact that he competed alongside the fastest man alive. He also went on to make controversial remarks, saying that if it weren't for Bolt, he would have easily taken his place. Well, that might have been true a while back, since Blake posed a real threat to the legend, but now it seems like he'll have to settle for the number 3 spot. Bolt, however, wasn't a big fan of those comments, and he went on to post a portrait of himself on his Instagram profile and wrote "overshadowed" in the caption, along with 2 shrugging emojis. Oh well, it seems like the two have some things to work out. That's all we have for Yohan Blake, and why Bolt thinks he's having difficulty keeping up with the goals he's set for himself. Now let's take a look at everything else Bolt has been up to. Here's some other news for you. First up, Bolt takes over the runway with his latest deal with Puma. The Olympic gold medalist and Jamaican star was seen on a runway towards the end of September. He signed on with Puma to participate in their fashion show at New York Fashion Week. Bolt walked down the runway in a long tailcoat with brand markings. He bedazzled the audience at the show with his signature move when he walked to the front of the ramp. It was definitely a treat for everyone, as the entire venue was filled with cheers at that point. When asked about his experience after the show, the former sprinter mentioned that it had been very enjoyable and that he was glad he got to participate. This wasn't the first time we saw Bolt do a catwalk, and even though it's been a very long time, he was definitely more confident this time around. around. That's really good to know. Bolt has been partnering with Puma for quite some time now. He first partnered with them in 2003 when he was only 16 years old. Apart from Bolt, athletes such as 5-time Olympic champ Elaine Thompson-Herah were also present on the runway alongside NBA star Isaiah Thomas. Moving on, Bolt dabbles into showbiz with fellow sprinter Dinah Asher-Smith. Stormzy just released a music video for his recent track Mel Made Me Do It, and it's already going viral. The video features big names like Bolt and Asher-Smith alongside Jonathan Ross, ZZ Mills, and Louis Theroux. The Jamaican sprinter is shown sitting on a couch enjoying a TV show with the same title as the song, where Stormzy continues on with the song. Even though his part wasn't that big, the fastest man alive was able to showcase his wide range of expressions, so we can probably assume that Hollywood might soon come knocking on his door with some pretty cool offers. Now that's something we'd love to see. It looks like Bolt can successfully add acting to his already lengthy resume. Finally, we might soon see the Jamaican take up a bat on a cricket field. Acting, modeling, sprinting, what can the legendary runner not do? It seems like there isn't much. Usain Bolt seems to be making the most of his retirement as he dabbles in different kinds of projects, and from the looks of it, we might see cricket added to the list. It's no secret that the athlete has always been interested in the sport. He even said that if his father hadn't told him to go into athletics, he would have gone into the sport instead. Just last year, we saw him expressing his wish to participate in the Indian Premier League. Well, it might take him some time to actually get there, but the man is on his way. He's recently been invited by Power Sports in India to participate in the Global Power Cricket League, where he'd get a chance to play alongside top international cricketers. The legend will be joined by Munaf Patel, Ian Bell, Yusuf Patana, and Kirk Edwards during this event. However, this might pose a completely different challenge for the athlete. He might be the fastest man alive, but would that be enough for him to compete at an international level? As a child, Bolt used to idolize Waqar Younis, a Pakistani fast bowler. He himself used to be one while growing up. So, maybe the sprinter might find it easy to start where he left off. And that's a wrap for this video, folks. What do you think of Bolt's advice to Yohan Blake? Will we ever see Blake break Bolt's records? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more awesome videos like this. See you in the next one with the latest updates.